Hello dear tea friends from around the world. Welcome to a new tea class with me. I'm your host Stéphane Erler, living in Taiwan and also the founder of the Tea-Masters.com tea boutique and the Tea Masters blog. Today it's still the weekend of the Mid-Autumn Moon Festival, and so I have a moon cake here. We are still in a celebratory mode, and I wanted to use this opportunity to transmit some of this festive mode to you over in the Western world. So this is I hope to be going to be a tea lesson about happiness. Tea happiness is also one of the mottos of my adventure in tea. So this is really something that is very close to my heart. And today I wanted to focus on the mind side. Next week we continue our lesson about the health of the body, which we are doing once a month in this semester. But today I thought, okay, for once let's do one lesson about the mind and having a positive mind, and how tea and happiness interact with each other. Now you can maybe already hear that I have a little bit of a stuffed nose, so I'm going to make some tea right away. Warming up my cups. This is my third brew of my loose pour. It's a tea that has a really much more a taste than an aftertaste, than strong smells. So for today it's really a perfect tea, because I don't need such a good nose to enjoy it. My palate and the taste and aftertaste will provide enough pleasure to me today. So since it's a third brew, I'm going to let it steep a bit longer. Also, we are in the evening, that's why I did not want to start fresh with a tea that is too strong and where I would have trouble to fall asleep. So this is going to be perfect. Let's talk about our subject, the mind, the happiness of the mind, and how it interacts also with our festival, what we can learn from it. And to start about the interactions between tea and the mind, I want to tell you the story of Merv. Merv is a Penn State student, or he was, in 2011, so 12 years ago, when T. Parker and I for the first time went to Penn State University to teach about tea. The Tea Institute and the Gong Fu Cha Club had just been established by Jason Cohen, who was very proficient into tea and who brought a lot of tea culture and tea teachings to his fellow students. But of course, so nobody else was very proficient in tea except Jason, and we came there. And our first, the subject of our first meeting there was, let's talk tea with a Taiwanese tea master. So you can see the influence also from my blog on the subject that they chose. And so Merv, he was very brave during these lessons. At one point, we asked also to the students from the Institute to show how they are brewing tea. It's not just the teacher who brews for the students, but also the students who brew for the teachers, so that we can see their mistakes and tell them how to improve. And at that time, we were telling them how the person who brews the tea has very large impact on how the tea tastes. And Penn State is a very scientific university with lots of chemistry majors. And you can see the misbelief. They were thinking, what's that? Tea brew is just these tea leaves, hot and boiling water inside a gaiwan or a teapot. Everybody uses the same instruments, the same ingredients. the same temperature, the result should be the same. Well, how fast you pour the water should only have a very minimal impact on the brew. Maybe what is much more important is how long you steep the tea, but how you pour, that's really should have not a big impact. So in this, Merv had a little bit this attitude we felt, and he came in front of everybody. We were in a half circle, the main stage being the table where he would brew, and very soon we realized he's quite nervous and sweating, and when he's holding the gaiwan, his hand is shaking, and maybe put some some drops here and there. We still got enough for everybody to try the tea that he brewed, and we all realized that the tea that he had just brewed was very different from the tea that had been brewed previously by other students who had a steadier hand. Even Merv had to admit that his tea had the impact from his state of mind. He was too nervous, and this nervousness, really, you could taste it in the cup. So this is really a public story that with lots of witnesses you can ask around, and this really made clear when you are in a small group of different people and different people brew the same tea. This is really the best way to measure the impact of each person's style on how the tea tastes. And on that day, it was really astonishing how different the tea tasted from one person to another, even though they were the same leaves, the same water, a gaiwan, the same cups. So this shows that there is a double interaction. It's not just the tea that makes you happy if you are drinking something that is pleasant to your palate, but it's also your own mind, if it's at ease, that is going to make the tea taste better. So there is a positive circle, a virtuous circle that you want to achieve, making a good tea so that the tea will give you even better vibes. So now we have to ask ourselves, how can you improve your state of mind so that you don't make the tea turn bad? For Merv, actually, it was the nervousness, not because he was shy to be in the center, but I think it was much more because he was too new at this. He knew he did not know, and that he's just a beginner. He was not used to use a gaiwan, so everything was new to him, and he was so it felt very awkward to do something that you don't do very often. So with practice, by taking classes like you're doing now, by choosing also good teas that you know are well chosen, well selected, and are of high quality, you can put more confidence in your material, in the leaves, and also in yourselves that you are going to produce a good cup of tea. So this is a first stage. However, there is another place, maybe sometimes you are simply sad. You just got some bad news, or you have worries about the financial situation of the country, of a war going on somewhere on the globe, etc. And you are brooding on this bad news that you see in the news, on the internet maybe. This builds and builds, and you are in a loop where you start seeing everything in black because you only get negative news in front of your eyes. So how can we escape from this and achieve a more positive state of mind that is enabling us to make a better cup of tea. Let's check if it's really good. Delicious, even though I don't have so much the sense because of my nose. I do get a very sweet aftertaste and taste, and very clear, pure taste. This is a 20-year-old Sheng loose pour Gushu from the early 2000s that I've added recently. So, parent is back. First, let's accept the fact that humans like to worry. This is actually a normal fact for us. We have been built like this for millions of years, hundreds, thousands of years, almost ever since we existed, to worry, because we were in nature before history started, before civilization started. We were very small groups, and we had to hunt for our food. Everything was a danger. A simple scratch could be the start of a disease, of inflammation that could kill you. Every shadow behind every rock could be a wild animal that would attack you and kill you. So to be really obsessed with and be very fearful of your environment, this is what kept us alive for hundreds of thousands of years. So this is, first, just think like this, accept it, and know this is human nature. It's very difficult to change human nature, so you don't have to accuse yourself, oh, well, I'm like this, nobody else is like this. Actually, we are all like this because we have been programmed to be like this for hundreds of thousands of years. However, then something happened. It's called civilization, as I just said. And the Babylonians, one of the first things that they did when they had a civilization, which means when we started to have a more normal life where we would work and in the fields instead of hunting animals, which is much more dangerous. So what we did is to have a calendar, also because we want to know when to harvest our fields. And the calendar had another function. It told us to take habits. A good habit, for instance, is to work 6 days a week. But because man, if he's only working, he becomes sad and it's not good for his mental state, he needs also a habit of resting. So in the calendar, very quickly, the 7th day was a day of rest, almost in every culture. There is a day of rest. And also something else which happened is on the seasons of the harvests, like for instance autumn. We are now in the season of harvest. The full moon, Mid-Autumn Full Moon Festival actually is also a time of plenty. It's a festival also because the harvests have just come in and there is plenty of food to share, and it's time to party, because let's celebrate what makes life so meaningful is that we have plenty to eat. So we have this in almost every culture. Think in the US, we have Thanksgiving. In Germany, it's called Erntedankfest. In Israel, it's called Rosh Hashanah, also at the same time. And so in China and Taiwan, it's Zhongqiujie, the Mid-Autumn Moon Festival. A habit of... So it's a habit, but it's for every culture, it happens a bit at a different time of in autumn. So this shows that it's something that human invented. It's a habit of taking this weekend or this day as a holiday and making a big party of it. This is kind of artificial. It's we were not predestined to do it exactly like this. Every culture does it a bit differently, but we all do it because we feel a need to do it. And just like Sundays, 7 days week has become standard, and Sunday has become the day of rest. So what I propose in order to feel good, because what we experience is on these holidays and on Sundays, usually we feel much more relaxed, of course. We are not working, we are together with family, we have more time to make a big, nice dinner or lunch. So, of course, on these holidays and Sundays, usually our thoughts are much more positive, we have more positive interactions, and therefore it's a good idea, I think, to do a new habit of making chashi your habit every day. Maybe it doesn't have to be, of course, a long habit. Maybe half an hour can be enough. And during this half hour, when you prepare tea, if you prepare it in the chashi setting, you will have plenty to celebrate, plenty of occasions to forget about bad thoughts, to forget about negative information, and you will be there and thinking, oh, you can do first wonder, this tea is really still is so alive after 20 years, and in this teapot from I Ching, this is so smooth and it has a nice shine after using it for several years. It's also much easier to use than a Gaiwan. I hold it. You can also marvel at how the color of the tea is so clean and pure despite 20 years of age for this tea. Marvel at how nice it is to feel the touch of this porcelain on your lip. Think it's almost like a kiss. It's very sweet and warm. This tea that comes into your mouth. It's very sensual, and we have a plant that reminds of nature, the fei shui that has a nice color, a different texture. Here is made of copper. We have also, of course, a symbol for the Mid-Autumn Moon Festival, here a moon cake. This jar is also very cute. It has little kids playing outside. It's painted with the Qinghua, just blue on white. We have also some birds flying away in the far, a mountain and some water and trees. So we can also escape a little bit with our mind, escape also with these phoenixes that are printed on this chabu. I like to use to change my chashi so that this decoration changes each time, and each time you have new things to wonder about, new things to marvel, more beauty to look at. Also the interaction between the teapot and the tea is kind of almost like a magic. When you compare the tea made with the teapot and the Gaiwan, it's not just easier to make because it's easier to hold the teapot, but the tea becomes more mellow, more harmonious, more round. So you are happy that you have chosen the right teapot. So if you follow my classes, you have really plenty to be happy about, because you are making everything right, and you are bringing a lot of meaning to these 30 minutes of your daily routine that are there to help you chase the negative thoughts. Now here I just told you lots of positive thoughts that came into my mind. You can also take a step back. If you make one brew that is not as good as the others, well, you don't have to blame it on yourself. You can be also more in an accepting mode and tell yourself, because I paid really attention to what I was doing, I realized this brew is not as good as I wished it would, because I made this and this mistake before. So now you know the mistake you have made, and you are learning from it. So this is already the third step. You are turning the negative into something positive. You are that's what Mandela said. When Mandela said, either I'm winning or I'm learning. So when you make think of these kind of little mistakes as opportunities to learn, and really try to make this a habit. Instead of seeing the negative, try to first see the positive and focus on the positive side rather than on the negative side. And also, yes, accept the fact that these mistakes are normal at the stage of learning where you are at. Even masters had to start from a beginner mode. They did not become a master from day one. Rome was not built in a day. So as long as you realize that there is a progress, that you are better at making tea than 1 year ago or 2 years ago, then you can be happy. You are on the good road. It's not a race. It doesn't. We don't need to get to the goal first. As long as you are making progress, you can already be content with yourself, and we don't need to go to perfection. We also have to accept that we are humans. Humans make mistakes. Mistakes are part of life, and the little mistakes actually also help us to understand what is wrong, and we can make progress thanks to this. So then you really start to get to my point that tea happiness is really about having lots of little happy thoughts. And these many little happy thoughts are those that are chasing away, that are erasing the negative thoughts. And what is to be happy is to have lots of little happy thoughts, simply. So, my voice. So, with tea as a habit, like Sunday is a habit in the week, like Thanksgiving or Zhongqiujie, Mid-Autumn Moon Festival is a habit in the calendar. These habits are there for you to bring something positive, to feel secure, because this is an environment that is completely under your control. You're at home. The door is closed, nobody will enter and come and hurt you. You can be completely relaxed. We are among friends now, so I'm also completely relaxed. I'm there to help you every week with new information, with new thoughts, with inspiration, with the teas that I select, with also the accessories I select. So really, we are friends here. You can count on me. I can also count on you to make this channel thrive. And in this world of safety, we can really create this kind of habits that are positive and that help us to put a new perspective on the other negative information that come. Lots of them actually. We cannot do much about these very big events. They happen even without our force. The only thing we can do is vote when there are elections, but otherwise it's very difficult to, as an individual, to have an impact on these things. If you feel you have an impact, go and do something about it. But it's no use to simply procrastinate and think, oh no, this is bad, and nobody's doing something. So maybe you need to do you feel like you need to do something about it, action is good. Another way of handling these negative thoughts is, instead of brooding on them, is to try to find the positive, like learning from our mistakes in the tea, in our life. Of course, there are some very big information, very big events, like the loss of somebody who is dear, that affect us very much. And here you also have to accept that the pain is going to be there, that everybody experiences it, and that it's part of life, that life goes away, and that because life is precious, the only way that this loss would not affect you is if you were dead. So the fact that you're still alive is what is most precious also in your own life. So you don't, you should really, this is a gift. The gift of life should not be thrown away so easily. It should not be wasted with negative thoughts. Use your energy to find positive things, even in these bad events that might happen to you. And yeah, that's about the best advice I think I can give you. Making a new habit and building lots of positive energy, lots of positive thoughts each day, maybe for only half an hour, and then they will help you carry on through the day. You start to get a habit of seeing things with positive eyes, and you use this also to face the other events, the other news in your life. Okay, I hope that you've enjoyed this lesson. I've tried also my best during today's lesson to put a smile on my face. I realize in my other videos very often I have a sad face, I lose my smile. Tonight was a bit difficult, but I did my best. It's like, so that's why I chose these statues from the meditation for for the symbol for this class, because these meditating statues, they have a little smile, all of them, and actually that's what you learn in meditation, to keep a smile even as an attitude. And if you smile, this will provoke positive thoughts already. So this is another habit that you can try, this smiling. Force yourself to smile, and this will also affect your attitude. Of course, it doesn't have to be a very bright smile. It can be a more gentle, little smile, but this attitude will also have an impact, because you are training yourself to be positive, to be optimistic looking, and this mental attitude will make your life more happy and will also make your tea taste better. Okay, the circle has been closed. Thank you very much for your attention, and next week we are going to talk about our health of our body. If you liked this episode, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I see you next week for a new lesson. Bye bye.